in our current environment, right? Like, I don't care whether it's like every generation is looking for the Antichrist, bro.
I think they know who the Antichrist is.
Who the Antichrist is, and I'm starting to hear this Antichrist speech coming up again due to 2024, right?
The election.
As a theologian, right? as a certified theologian, right? A well-studied man. Please, because I remember one professor told me that the rapture already occurred based on the text that he read. But explain your understanding of the Antichrist and why it's kind of futile pursuit. People keep looking for this Antichrist.
For the person.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, we've had some horrible figures throughout history.
Wicked human.
To where if the Antichrist ever existed, they would have to be this Antichrist. All right. So my way of thinking about this is like this. All right. And again, this is a small book I read years ago by Friedrich Nietzsche on the Antichrist. The Antichrist to me is not a person. It's the way of life. It's an activity. If you are, and this is really towards persons who self-identify as Christians. If you are living your life in such a way that is completely at variance with the way Christ lived, right? And I'm talking about the way that you believe Christ lived in terms of caring for those who are oppressed, spending his time around the outcasts of society, giving himself to the point of self-sacrifice, living a life according to love and understanding, so on and so forth. All right, this is not doctrine. This is not a person should avoid this, avoid that. We're just talking about living a life of love and caring for others, the despised of a community or society. That's the way I see it. If you're not living your life according to that way, in a way that's at variance with that, that to me is the Antichrist. And that's what some people identify as the Antichrist. Not living your life according to the way that Jesus lived. It's not a particular person. Now, to me, what that does for me is that there are most of us, if not all of us, have a little bit of Antichrist in all of us. And that to me creates a sense of humility to where I'm not in such a rush to identify somebody as an Antichrist when you realize you yourself are not living your life according to the way that Jesus lived. So I think in terms of the rush to say that some political figure is the Antichrist or some entertainer is the Antichrist, that to me is I think you use the word futile. I think that's misdirected. I think more of our attention needs to be paid to the activities that we exhibit on a daily basis. If those match the life that Christ lived, to me, I think is a much more fruitful path in terms of talking about what the Antichrist is.